The month of April is such a special month. It brings attention to an unfortunate event, child abuse. Child Family Support Center helps protect those kids and I guess bring attention to the cause.
Absolutely, yes. Every April I don't want to say celebrate, but we promote National Child Abuse Prevention Month because we care so much about protecting our children and keeping them safe and strengthening our families here in Cache Valley.
And you do that for our families in Cache Valley. It is a wonderful service that you provide. Jennifer and Esther Lee, you work tirelessly to make this community a better place and more recognized for the efforts you put forth.
Do you know what, Laura, we wholeheartedly believe in what we do, and we really feel like it is an honor to serve the families and children within our community.
Well, we have such a beautiful day, and behind us on the stairs, all those shoes representing children that have been hurt through child abuse in some form or another. Sheriff Nelson, you support the effort as well, and you unfortunately have the task of taking care of this.
Exactly. This is actually a success story. You know, in the midst of tragedy, this is really a success. This organization and what they accomplish is absolutely amazing.
Well, isn't that great to think that through tragedy there is a beautiful part to that can save a child?
Precisely. You know, if you get an opportunity to interact with these people who work at the center, you will see something that is truly miraculous, and their desire to help families and to help children is something that's just unbelievable.
Well, it is fantastic, and as he said, families and children. You service everyone here in the community, and we have some events going on throughout this month because it is all month of April that we're recognizing this.
It is. This is such an exciting month because it gives us an opportunity really to reach out in our community and let every family know why we're here, and we are here for you. We're here for our community, and we serve thousands of parents and children, individuals every year. And we want to talk about a couple of our really great events that we have coming up. On April 27th, we have an exciting run. It's called the Utah Family Fun Run and Kids Art Festival. Do you want me to tell you the details about that?
Well, I do, and they can also find it online. And this can be a run or a walk, because I don't run, but we walk, and we can join, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. You got to be. I don't run either. I try really hard.
So specifically, they can go online and find out some information.
Yes, our website is www.childandfamilysupportcenter.org, and this race and the art festival that accompanies it are going to be just a fun opportunity to bring the community together to really help celebrate the best part of being a kid, which is being protected and being safe and having the opportunity to grow.
I love that. So that's the end of the month, April 27th. Is there anything in between the month? Is that the main focus of this month?
We have a lot going on. Would you like to talk about the banquet?
Sure. On April 12th, we have our annual Blue Ribbon Benefit Dinner and Auction. It will be held at the Copper Mill at 6 o'clock. The theme is one little starfish that goes along with the starfish story that we've adopted at the Child and Family Support Center.
And we should tell that story briefly. She's wearing the starfish here today. I got the flyer in the mail and was so touched by this story.
Correct. The story basically says that there's a little boy walking along the beach throwing starfish one by one back into the ocean, and a man approached him and said, "What are you doing?" And the little boy said, "The surf is up and the sun's coming out, and if I don't throw them in, they will die." And the man said, "There's no way that you can save them all." And the little boy bent down and threw another starfish back into the ocean and said, "But I made a difference for that one." And that is what we strive to do.
I love
a difference for that one.
Yeah. And you make a difference for that one, just as you were saying, Sheriff Nelson. You make a difference for one and many, and maybe not all. But.
That's right. You know, the programs they have are so varied. They cover everything from a hotline. You know, 9,000 people were served last year through the hotline. 5,300 kids were taught the Good Touch, Bad Touch program in the schools. 4,200 kids were a part of the nursery. I mean, the numbers are phenomenal, and to think that we have this problem, and there is a problem, but the success that happens by people taking advantage of the services offered through the Child and Family Support Center are just unbelievable.
And that's a point that I neglected to even make that you brought up. I'm thrilled you did. Education. So we're talking prevention as well as help.
Yeah, that was what I just wanted to bring up, is we really feel like that is the key, just helping people understand that there's a better way, there's a different way, there are options available. And I think so many times parents just don't realize what to do because maybe they weren't taught, or, I mean, even if we were taught, I know that being a parent is the hardest job I've ever had, and the support that I receive from the center as an employee is awesome because I'm learning things every day that help strengthen my family.
Well, as with this month of April and throughout the year, you can help support the Child Family Support Center by donating money, participating in these events.
Correct. Any of our events, our fundraisers, we welcome Eagle Scout projects or service groups. A simple way that people can help is to make donations to somebody's attic. Clear out your closets, bring your secondhand goods to their store, they sell them and donate a portion of the proceeds to our center.
Well, this is an exciting day to kick off, as you say, somewhat of a celebration and recognition. You have the First Lady of the state of Utah, Governor Herbert's wife, is going to be here to read the proclamation.
Yes, all of the municipalities in Cache and Rich counties have adopted the proclamation and are accepting April's Child Abuse Prevention Month. So Mrs. Herbert will read the proclamation, and that will be the culminating one for our community.
This is a fantastic event. We applaud your efforts, and all of us here in the community can help support you.
Yes, you know, this event today is called Stepping Up for Children, and we invite everyone to step up. It just takes a little bit of effort from each of us to take that little extra step. But it makes a difference. It does. It really does.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
What if you could design an outdoor kitchen at a price you could afford? With Camp Chef's durable cooking equipment, you can own a custom kitchen that's built to last for years. You can grill, bake, boil, deep fry, and saute right in your own patio or backyard. Transform your Camp Chef into a griddle, barbecue box, or high-output burner in just minutes. Best of all, you can quickly load up your Camp Chef gear and turn your campsite into a gourmet kitchen anywhere. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Before you are 214 pairs of shoes on the steps. Each pair of shoes represents a substantiated case of child abuse in Cache Valley over the past year. These 214 pairs of shoes represent an inexcusable 326 victims. You can read some of the local headlines in the newspaper that are behind the shoes as to what some of these children have suffered. According to the Utah Division of Child and Family Services, 9,359 children had a substantiated report of child abuse or neglect in Utah during 2012. The most prevalent form of child abuse in our state is child sexual abuse, followed by child endangerment. In Utah, on average, a child is abused every 52 minutes, or basically one child an hour. So where does Cache Valley stand? Unfortunately, Cache County ranks 6th out of 29 counties in Utah for the number of victims of child abuse. For interest's sake, the top 5 counties are Salt Lake, Utah, Weber, Davis, and then Washington. The most prevalent form of child abuse in Cache County is physical abuse, followed by child sexual abuse. In Cache County, a child is abused every 28 hours. Now, in our minds, these are not only numbers, but they are children. Our children. Although we have improved over time, there is still a great deal of work to be done. Preventing child abuse is one of the rare things that we can all agree on. And let me say that again. Preventing child abuse is one of the rare things we can all agree on, and this is where the Child and Family Support Center comes into play. Our center is a private nonprofit agency that was established in 1982 with the mission of strengthening families and protecting children. Supporting families, of course, results in preventing child abuse and neglect. We work to accomplish our mission by offering 4 core services available to all parents and all children in our community. We have a 24-hour crisis respite nursery, parenting education, children's education, and a therapy department. Our staff and our team works tirelessly on behalf of the children and families in our community. Many of you have heard the starfish story, and that is what we have embraced and adopted at our center recently. It reads this: one day, a man was walking along the beach when he noticed a boy picking something up and gently throwing it into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "What are you doing?" The youth replied, "Throwing starfish back into the ocean. The surf is up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back, they will die." "Son," the man said, "don't you realize there are miles and miles of beach and hundreds of starfish? You can't make a difference." After listening politely, the boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it back into the surf. Then, smiling at the man, he said, "I made a difference for that one." Each of the starfish that you see out today represents one child that the Child and Family Support Center has served over the past year alone, for a total of 6,420. It's amazing. In addition, the center served over 2,200 parents. I feel like we have the greatest job in the world. I truly do. We get to work with incredible families as they build the most fundamental unit of our society, which is the family. I have said this before and I will say it again. One child that is hurt is one child too many. I enlist your support in helping turn these pairs of shoes into starfish. Help us throw them back into the ocean. You can do that through volunteering, through donating funds, Eagle Scout projects, or other service projects. Or we can simply do things like not being judgmental of others, smiling and making somebody's day. You all have the power to make a difference for that one. Thank you.
Burton Lumber. Thank you, contractors, homeowners, and loyal customers, for your business. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional contractor, Burton Lumber sells the best building products. Countless styles of doors and doorknobs, a variety of decking material, the best selection of trim, moldings, and of course, framework and trusses. For a look that lasts, visit Burton Lumber on 10th West, 400 North in Logan.
I want to begin by saying that our children really are the most precious and valuable resource that we have in our community. But they live in a dangerous and often too precarious of a place. This is highlighted today by the shoes that sit on these stairs before me. Over 200 substantiated cases of child abuse. I want to talk for just a minute today about ways we can throw a starfish back into the sea. But before I do it, I'd like to talk about, I want to give you two quotes. First of all, Nelson Mandela, who is a former president of South Africa, said this: "Safety and security don't just happen. They are the result of a collective consensus and public investment." And we see some of that here today. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens of our society, a life free of violence and fear. I totally agree with Nelson Mandela, close quote. Albert Einstein said this: "The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing." Those of you who are here today aren't just standing idly by and doing nothing. I want to suggest 3 ways that we can do something, but before I do, I want to thank those that do things all of the time to prevent child abuse. Recently, last year in our office, we had a case where a child was enticed over the internet to do very serious and ugly sexual things. But because of the adult who was actually communicating with a 13-year-old law enforcement investigator, who happened to be much older than that, because the perpetrator did not show up at the appointed time and place, we had to dismiss that case. Now, the damage had already been done, or would have been done, to a 13-year-old victim. Those types of crimes occur way too frequently in our society. This was brought to my attention by Spencer Walsh, a deputy, and we talked about it in a staff meeting, and we decided that we could do something, and we contacted Representative Webb, one of our local legislators. This last year, he passed House Bill 31, which proscribes or makes it a crime for those to entice children over the internet to engage in sexual acts. We're appreciative of his work in closing that gap. We're appreciative of Representative Webb for throwing a starfish back in the ocean. Let me talk about 3 quick ways that we can do the same in our personal lives. I see the ugly side of the internet regularly in my job as your county attorney. I see the abuse that results by adults and other children perpetrating on individuals younger than them. One way that we can prevent that, and we can throw a star back into the ocean, is to regularly teach our children how to use digital devices wisely. For example, we can teach them what is appropriate to post on social media sites and how to handle cyberbullying or inappropriate texting. We can teach our children to never give their name or their address or their identity to other people, including their passwords and ID to internet sites or internet passwords. The second thing that we can do is not allow our children unsupervised and unlimited access to the internet. We can keep our computer in public places. We can establish acceptable times and firm time limits for technology uses. We now know that too much media for our children isn't good for them, and it's good to take an active part and protect them from some of the dangers that do exist and do prevail on the internet in our children's lives. I've been touched recently by a dear friend and his son, whose son saw images on the internet that were inappropriate, and he acted out on those. And now he is suffering the consequences of that, and so is his younger brother, because he saw images that were damaging to him and his life. We cannot allow our children unsupervised and unlimited access to the internet. And finally, when children tell you they've encountered inappropriate content on the internet, don't overreact. Be calm, be patient, keep your cool, and use that as an opportunity to talk about how can we prevent future problems with the internet. The child will have already probably felt ashamed or embarrassed, and your calm approach to this situation will help them feel confidence in you to come to you at a future time. We really do have a responsibility to protect our most valuable resources, our children, to do something rather to stand on and do nothing. And I appreciate you being here today and doing something. Thank you for your time.
Where do you owe gristmill? Where do you owe gristmill?
This is a beautiful day, and what an honor it is to be here and join forces for such an important cause of families and children. You know, after 34 years of law enforcement experience, you can tend to become cynical or withdrawn at all the negative things you have seen. However, those who focus on the positive in the midst of this negative, truly miracles happen. Is there a better place to live than Cache Valley? What a great environment we have here to work, to play, to raise our families. I can't imagine a better spot. I've been across the United States. I've yet to find one that equals what we have here. As many of you know, Cache Valley metropolitan area has been the #1 safest metropolitan area for a number of years. If not the #1, we've been in the top 10. I have a friend who is a sheriff in Arizona. He does more with crime in 1 month than we do all year long. But I can tell you the highlight of my career is to associate with the Child and Family Support Center. I cannot begin to explain the depth of the dedication of the people who work there, and what they feel and do towards families and children is amazing. Many of us would only see the negative. However, they see the potential change and the potential of the lives of those people who cross the threshold of their building every day. Let me just share some amazing things the center has accomplished. This last year, over 4,200 children visited their nursery. The staff handled over 9,000 calls on their support line, and over 5,300 adults and children learned about the Good Touch, Bad Touch program in the elementary schools. Let me share a quote from someone that was involved in that specific program. They said, "I was an abuser before this program. I was able to get help because my stepsister told me what I was doing to her. I hate to think of how many other kids I would have hurt without your help." Let me share a few more with you. These are from people that have been through the center, so they've been there, they've received the services. There was a time in my life where I had checked out. I existed as an empty shell. Through the learning process at the Child and Family Support Center, I have found love for myself and my children again. I have hope again. I enjoy life. I have found beauty in my life, and I know I have self-worth. You have literally saved my life. From an 8-year-old who was sexually abused, you have helped me to know what happened to me wasn't my fault. This center has been God's huge blessing to our family. You've accepted us as we are and have shown us nothing but kindness, love, understanding, and acceptance. Because of your support, love, and help, we as parents have been able to start providing more stability for our girls. And finally, I knew children were important to me before, but now I feel their importance to me. I can tell you that the Child and Family Support Center has something very special, something that's truly amazing. It's not something you can touch or feel or even smell. But if you are at the right place at the right time, you may be able to see a glimpse of what I've been talking about. If you walk into the facility, I know you will feel a sense of what is accomplished there. This is something that has truly had an effect on my life, and I know it's had a huge effect on the lives of the people they serve. When a child needs that special someone to help them through, the center is there. What a beautiful day it is in the lives of children and families when they can get the services they need to help them in their life. This is the greatest success story I can imagine, what the Child and Family Support Center has accomplished. I appreciate your support, your dedication in helping us meet that need. We cannot do it alone. This is a nonprofit organization, and without your support and help, we are nothing. And so, to imagine what we can accomplish to throw one more starfish back into the ocean is what we're here and what we're about. Thank you.
Clark Salt Lake Express and the airport shuttle have merged and become one.
So we still have doorstep service, and it's about the same price as it was before. Our focus now is to try to provide as many opportunities for people who need to have the ability to get to and from Salt Lake when they want. They don't want to wait at the airport for 2 hours. They also don't want to be driving around the valley when they get here.
And you bring us to a location that leaves on time.
We'll have another vehicle take you here to save time comfortably, and that main vehicle goes 12 times a day on schedule, both leaving the valley and coming back.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here today, and I'm honored to be amongst the people that work at the Child and Family Support Center here in Cache Valley. I met with many of these people in many of the centers, and I applaud their efforts, and I can tell you from meeting them, they have a special heart. They are very special people. They're very caring and really do believe in their mission to help these families. As he mentioned, I have my own initiative which is called Uplift Families. Uplift Families is an organization. Our purpose is to help promote better parenting skills. And you know, it's interesting, I always laughed when our first baby came because I just assumed that just like with our new dishwasher that it would come with an instruction manual taped to his leg or something. But when I realized that wasn't the case, I knew that I needed to get more resources, and so I took classes, I read books, and this was very helpful to me. The parents today have a lot more challenges than I had even raising my own children. With the abuse cycle that happens, many parents have grown up in abusive situations and continue that cycle. Our hope is that through some education and teaching them proper parenting skills that we can break that cycle, that we can teach them how to handle situations in a more appropriate way and the important role that they play in the life of their children's future. And so we are working hard through classes, through conferences, through online resources to help get this information to parents. Today, being National Child Abuse Prevention Month, I have a proclamation from the governor that I would like to read. It says, whereas the work of raising children in Cache Valley and empowering them to thrive stands among our greatest responsibilities as parents and community leaders. Whereas all Cache Valley children deserve to experience and enjoy the innocence of childhood in a safe and nurturing environment, free from abuse and neglect. Whereas child abuse, which robs children of their inalienable rights, affects hundreds of Cache Valley children annually, often impacting them negatively for the rest of their lives. Whereas physical, verbal, emotional, and sexual abuse are serious and growing problems that respect no religious, socioeconomic, or geographic boundaries. Whereas child abuse is often related to substance abuse, domestic violence, and other crimes that weaken families. Whereas preventing child abuse depends on the efforts of all Cache Valley residents to collectively recommit to providing care, stability, and a brighter future for our sons and daughters. Whereas each citizen of Cache Valley can play an integral role in preventing child abuse within the respective families, neighborhoods, and communities through education, active involvement, and advocacy. Whereas decreasing the incident of child abuse makes a positive, substantial impact on the children of today, paving the way for them to succeed as the leaders of tomorrow. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs rely on community partnerships among individuals, families, municipalities, social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement, and the business community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the citizens of Cache Valley in this great state of Utah hereby proclaim the month of April 2013 to be Child Abuse Prevention Month. Thank you very much.
Maybe someday we can see our dreams come true.